Hello, everyone. Yeah, there's another important thing coming up. I had a really beautiful Zoom call the other day with a wonderful group of people, and the subject was medicine. And it was so nice that today I got the impulse to make a little video about it. Um, it's I believe it could be super important these days. When I studied medicine a while ago, I then branched out into naturopathic remedies and all kinds of different um, pieces of the medicinal cake, as I discovered it to be. To me, medicine is like a cake, and you can decide when and if you take a certain piece of it. It has so many different possibilities and branches that we probably neglect today. That are still present, but overrun by one form of medicine that claims to be the whole cake. It is amazing how you can support and help your body in very many ways, starting even with herbs. Everywhere you are in the world, there's an own herbal richness which can help many imbalances. And here we go. That is a very important thing. An imbalance. What do we have? We have a body mind soul system which naturally tries to find the best possible balance for life. It wants to be in the flow of life, and it adjusts to it. So it's a little bit like a pendulum that pendles around the best balance point. And then what happens if a pendulum reaches an extreme and you put your finger in it? It just gets wrapped all around your finger and nothing happens anymore. It gets all stuck, right? To me, that is what we often do with medicine of these days, conventional medicine. I'm not saying it's not good in certain cases, but overused or misused, that's kind of an interference that could create a very unpleasant situation, eventually called a medicinal client. Okay, so what can we do? Basically, it's like with a car. When your service engine sign comes on or the oil lamp shows, you won't go to your mechanic and say, please, could you please put a sticker over it or smash it with a hammer? I don't want to see it anymore. It's like curing a pain, right? You probably go there and say, hey, I have to do something, oil lamp is on, let's refill oil or do an oil change. That would be the let's say, more profound way of dealing with the issue. And it's the same thing as with the body, supporting the body because versus fighting a disease. Fighting a disease is like also a war mindset, and it's done very profoundly, and we are all super conditioned because we're used to, oh, you have to fight a disease. And then what do? First of all, you give it a name. Then you stick it on all kinds of medications, which are in sight every day. And then you tell everybody, I have such and such disease. And then you enjoy your victim position because as a victim, you get a lot of payoff. You get money, you get compassion, you get support, you get easier, whatever things in life, a wheelchair or whatever. So that is a whole complex thing that you're building around what you call disease. And can you tell me how it should go away if you're holding on to it that much? It won't. Usually it won't, because you're holding on to it every day. You're repeating yourself every day. You're programming it in your beingness and in your surroundings and in the heads of your people every day. So how should it go away? I mean, how? Universe thinks, she wants that or he wants that. What is the other option? And I think, to me, in my life, I saw a lot of good results with that. Let's say your pendulum reaches an extreme and you feel a little cranky. How about asking how you can support it? Like when you find the early signs, let's say the oil lamp flickers a little bit, and you immediately go and refill the oil. Don't drive another, I don't know how many 100 miles. Just immediately support your system and ask, how can I support you? And feel what comes up and listen for your inner voice. There are solutions, and also the basic solutions are rest, good water, fresh air. It's old and it's always worked, but by no means hold on to it. if you want it to go away. What about considering so-called disease, which is a non-ease state for a little while? Consider it as a temporary imbalance. Don't label it. Don't run to who knows what in order to ask what it is and how it goes away, because the conventional medicine is super analytic. They have a label for everything, and they like to create clients these days. Whereas usually your divine body, mind, soul system has an amazing talent to assess and cure itself. Many of you know this. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the doctor. I would never say that. But I'm also saying learn to listen to yourself, learn to listen to your system and support it before you condemn it and fear and run and do and hold it all. Support it. What do you need? And then feel into this and act accordingly. And if we all did this, we'd find a million remedies just around us, and a million releases, things that we probably have to stop doing. Maybe we're working too much, or maybe we have an environment that isn't what we really like. There's so many things that we can do to support our system, and there are little signs that our system will tell us, oh, well, maybe you should look here because that's not good for me, or look here, this is really brilliant for me. Take this, go here, do that. Because nature isn't so complicated. We are complicated. We created a very complex thing, very controlling, very nobody knows truly what it is, and very too complicated. And in my opinion, maybe from the whole divine functions that this body, mind, soul system offers, all of us, including all doctors, scientists, and whatever runs around there, know up to maximum 3%. More is not known. There is so much more that this thing can do if we support it, if we let it, if we are brave enough to really go and switch this idea of having to fight something. Nature doesn't fight herself. She transforms, she integrates, she is continuously rebirthing and birthing and providing, and so is our body. It's part of nature, and it is divinely created. So if we don't fall for the temptation to play God, we're pretty much taken care of, and we also understand sooner or later what is death and why are we afraid of it. I don't want to even talk about that now, but that is basically why we all run to somebody has to help me because we're afraid of death. It's as simple as that. And of course it is not nice if we reach an extreme, but it's much nicer if we don't panic, if we don't fear so much, and if we try and find out how we can support the organism. And now imagine we did this these days. Imagine we had this philosophy. Imagine we could work in the momentary circumstance with this deep trust and know exactly how to help ourselves and our bodies, and if we had to help, if we had to ask somebody, because sometimes we do, and who we'd have to ask. There are so many million branches of medicine that we can ask for help if we're totally out of balance and feel that we're stuck and can't help ourselves anymore. There's so many possibilities, so many. So if we go deeper into listening to the first impulses, they usually come and we overhear them or overrun them. Like, I have to go to work, and I have to go on this vacation, or I have to do this and I have to do that, and then the body goes like, okay, I'm almost through with all the oil, and the motor will break soon, but well, if we have to go, we'll go. Bad luck, the motor breaks on the way, right? You could have avoided that. So I'm just trying to get you back a little bit more into listening to the first finer signals of the body, mind, soul system, and reflect on that and work with that. So that's the final point. Do you think it is good to fight a disease, or is it good to support the living system? It's up to you, because we all have a free choice. Freedom is a cosmic law. So it's up to us to decide, and it is all there. It is all being offered. It's up to us what we do. Okay, that's it from me to you, and I wish you a lot of love, and stay healthy, happy and strong. Blessings. I'm Almut, and lots of aloha from me to you.